Well, hello viewers. Today we are going to change the alternator belt tensioner on this Škoda Fabia 1.2. So, is that a simple job, you might ask? Yes, definitively it is. Very, very simple. So, the first thing we do is we need to remove the alternator belt, and by doing that we start with that bolt there. This is 16 millimeter. I have a quite nice long bar with the 16 millimeter at the end that we use to unload the tensioner so we can remove the belt. So we just put on a bar nicely there with a 16 millimeter on, and oops, like that. Like this, as you can see, now the belt is loose. So the next thing we need to do is just get the belt slightly out of the way, like that. You can see down here, so it is a little bit dark and gloomy here. You can see there is the idler pulley. There we have a Torx there that we need to loosen, so I'll find some tools and get that off. So now we will loosen the bolt that holds on the tensioner itself. It's just below here, and we will see if that comes off without any issues. Excuse me. There we are. And that is loose. So yeah, that went quite smoothly actually. So I can take the rest by hand. And as you can see now, the tensioner is starting to wobbling about a little bit. And this is probably one of the most straightforward jobs you can do mechanically. Come on. Lots of threads. There we are. Quite a long bolt that is. I'm not sure how long that is, but like that. And we can take out the old tensioner. Yeah, it's been holding up for 14 years, and that's not bad for a VW tensioner, because these tends to go out quite frequently, I think. So let's find the new one. So here we have a new one. I have bought this SKF unit. That is a premium brand that I use for quite a lot of things. And if you don't know what that means, it's Svenska Kullagsfabriken, or Swedish Bull Bearing Factory. They have made excellent quality parts for many, many years. Much of these SKF products are like bearings and such, is what is fitted to Volvos originally. And as you can see here is the new shiny one. You just have to get that box out of the way so it doesn't start to, because it is quite big today, so I have to excuse it will probably be a bit noisy. But yeah, parts number. This is SKF VKM 31220. Let's fit the new one in. Shall we see if I can have a hit at the first try. Now, how was this again? some checks so I don't do anything stupid. Yeah, there we are. Awfully sorry, I just had to fiddle around a little bit because there is a locating tab inside where the tensioner has to be fastened. So now we can put in the bolt. Just do it loosely by hand to start with before we use any tools. As you can see, there is a locking pin just there that we have to release before putting the belt on, because that is to make the mounting of this or assembly a little bit easier. Come on, patience. Switch on, I think actually it's a bit better. So, and then we can use some tools. Switch on like that and locate the, come on, there we are. Just slightly unprofessional repairs, as we call this. Oh, come on. This hasn't, you don't have to over tighten these. I'm not sure how many Newton meters these are supposed to be tightened with, but I'm going to tighten it so it's just roughly like the old one. So that's fairly snug, but nothing excessive. So now what we will do is take some tension off this pulley by turning it and removing that securing pin. I have to do that off camera because I need both my hands for that. So now there we are. It's just to push the tensioner or the pulley of the tensioner a little bit forwards so we can get that locking pin out. Very, very simple and smooth and very, very silent. I will show you how the sound of the old one is and why we changed this. So here is the old one. I don't know if you can hear that at all, but it doesn't sound too bad now, but in the car when the engine is doing like 1500, 2000 RPMs, it doesn't sound nice at all. So yeah, let's go back to the car and put it back together. The idler pulley is back in place. I have just finger tightened the bolt, so we have to tighten it up a little bit more with the Torx 45. This also doesn't need to be over tightened, just slightly snug. Because if you give it too much tension, you might break the bearing. So nice and snug like that. So that is free, spinning freely and smoothly and quietly. So let's put the belt back on again. So the belt is now back on again, and we have now checked that the belt is securely in place and not out of track anywhere. Everything seems good, so let's start her up and see if everything is as it should be. So let's fire her up and see. Recording with a phone will always make an engine sound a little bit unhealthy, or yeah, but it doesn't sound this smooth since I bought it really. Yeah, I think we can call that a success. So, thank you so much for watching, considering subscribing to my channel and hit the like button. See you in another video. Bye bye. I just have to apologize for the appalling sound when I was standing over the engine while it was idling, because the device I use to film is just my phone, so the recording quality isn't going to be optimal. So it was quite noisy, you couldn't hear very clearly what I was saying, and the engine sounded quite bad, but it really isn't. It's just the way of recording quality. The engine actually is in very good nick, so there is nothing to worry about there. So thank you for watching.